big show of support for the Muslims of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, but tensions are still running high. We're talking arson and gunshots. WZTZ reporter John Dunn attended a candlelight vigil. Take a look.
After months of heated debate and vocal protests, a call for calm in Murfreesboro.
Things have escalated to a point where many of our community members simply don't feel safe.
The group Middle Tennesseans for Religious Freedom organized this vigil in hopes of quieting what has been a turbulent few days.
I just don't understand it. I just do not understand it.
The ATF is now investigating what they're calling a suspected arson at the construction site of Murfreesboro's new mosque. A large truck was burned in the incident, and witnesses believe other vehicles were also targeted.
I felt so sorry for the people that are just trying to build a place to go.
If we had tolerance within our community for this issue, then it wouldn't be happening, you know. And it's not that hard of a thing to do. Just accept each other for who we are and let it be.
The group gathers by candlelight outside the Rutherford County Courthouse, calling for nonviolence.
You don't know anything. You're just.
But even this event was attended by people who don't want the mosque. The spokesperson for the Islamic Center of Murfreesboro tells us local Muslims are frightened, but still encouraged by an event like this.
The amount of supporters that turn out and give us their support, it really shows what a great place Murfreesboro is.
And while investigators are not calling the suspected arson terrorism or a hate crime, Cami Ayash believes it's clear.
And I feel that is some type of hate crime, you know, whether it has to do with religion or just someone being hateful. I feel personally that's a hate crime.
The tensions are certainly high in Murfreesboro, but leaders on both sides of the mosque controversy tell Fox 17 News violence has no place in this debate.
There's protests at the Ground Zero Mosque and people upset about the Murfreesboro Mosque. Is America Islamophobic? Let's welcome back from Chicago Ahmed Rehab on the council from the Council on American Islamic Relations. Sir, go ahead. Is America Islamophobic?
I think America has an Islamophobia problem, and it's on the rise. I'm glad to see the segment, and what it really tells us is that the conflict is not between Muslims and non-Muslims, but rather between level-minded Americans that believe in the pluralism of this country and scaremongers on the other hand. You know, on your show not too long ago, you were holding up diagrams of this very same mosque that was attacked by this arsonist, and you're pointing at different aspects of the land as if it was some battlefield. And I think you can't detach this kind of hysterical frenzy that is on the media, airwaves, and people reacting violently on the ground. You have to be careful about how you talk about these issues so as not to incite the ignorant.
Well, okay, just in defense of our show, we were pointing out the Murfreesboro Mosque in the proximity to, I believe there's a church very nearby. That's all we were doing. But, Beau, are you Islamophobic?
No, you know what scares me is, honestly, it scares me is the right-wing nuts that are going to watch the TV and they're going to react and do stupid things like set mosques on fire, which I'm totally against. People have the right to religion.
I appreciate that, Beau. Thank you.
My point is trying to segregate before. I didn't mean to be mean to you, but trying to segregate before where the sound Muslims, the people who believe in love, family, what we believe in, why don't they step up and denounce these garbage cans?
So it's okay in Murfreesboro, but it's not okay at Ground Zero.
It's a little different as far as I'm concerned. This is, like I said, a graveyard down there. Over in Murfreesboro there, I'll be honest with you, wherever it is, to me, I don't have any problem with a mosque going down there.
You know, look, we can only do this for so many months, portray Muslims as terrorists, ask questions without any basis whatsoever, but in an insinuating tone. And where do they get their money? We want to know. You can only hold up so many signs that have the word Sharia written in blood red letters before some three-eyed cousin fornicator in Murfreesboro decides to take a gasoline bug into seven people.
Hold on, Joey, here's the difference, though. I mean, Mr. Rehab talked about Murfreesboro. We have this picture right here as well. Dave, you take this one right here. Here's the Ground Zero. It's a little different than the Murfreesboro picture.
Oh, it is.
Murfreesboro was a nice little, diagram of what was going to go there. This is a real shot. This is 5 days after 9/11 happened. Right there. There's the ash. There's the proposed mosque. A lot of death, a lot of destruction in the area. A little different, though.
100%.
A little emotional.
No, it is. It's emotional.
Guys, why are we singling out the mosque? I mean, there is a strip bar in that very same proximity. There's a deli. There are churches and synagogues. Why the mosque that has the red dot on it? Why is that the problem?
I don't think no one's singling out a mosque in particular. I don't think this is about strip bars or anything else. It's about religious freedom.
But you are singling out the mosque.
Okay, it's about religious freedoms. It's about the ability to practice that. Now, the question was about Islamophobic. I think we should be a society which respects religion, respects the differences that people have amongst religions, and could get together. You know, Rodney King said once upon a time, can't we all just get along? That's what we should all practice. I think, and just Mr. Rehab, in deference to you, and I respect completely your point of view and what you're trying to say, I'm just saying at this particular time, there are intense emotions, there are major wounds. I don't think salt should be added.
Go ahead, Ross, you want to jump in?
Yeah, I think it's about sensitivities, as we said. Just because you can doesn't mean that you should. And I think that that everybody better wake up and be sensitive to the sensitivities of the 71% that are against it, or things that are happening in Tennessee might just become the norm rather than the exception.
I find that statement sort of deeply troubling, that unless people surrender their rights and are allowed to be bullied by the majority, that the consequence will be more physical attacks. That's what you're predicting. And you think that's an American?
How beautiful would it be? I live in the real world. The real world dictates these things.
No, you
this
don't.
is not some academic
discussion. You don't live in the
how
real
beautiful
world.
would it be for that imam to have a press conference say, we respect the Americans that were killed on 9/11. We are going to put a mosque up, a big, beautiful cultural center mosque, but we will respect the people of that area, and we'll make one nearby, and we respect them, and we love each other, and we love America.
We're running out of time. Last word, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's just zoom out for a second. There are two groups here. One that believes that Islam is at war with America and vice versa. That's Al-Qaeda. They're violent. They're against us. The other group, led by people like this imam, are trying to erect a place of dialogue, understanding. He's going to have a memorial for the victims of 9/11 in that very center. This whole project is about talking to fellow Americans about our collective fate as Americans under the Constitution. This is a pro-American initiative.
We're going to leave it right there. Thank you very much to Ahmed Rehab for joining us today.